Hello guys, this is Avcoor, and this is a character overview, but it's not of an SSR unit. And I like to showcase these characters because if you're building a budget account, these are some really good characters to build an account on. They'll fill in spaces of your team, and they'll make this game a little more enjoyable because you're not stressed out about spending money on it. And I think that if we actually produce more SR characters that were good, this game would be a lot stronger. But we
이곳은
have one
명예롭게
character that I want to talk about in particular,
교실에서 수업하는 거 지루했는데.
and that's Nicholas. When you look at Nicholas, I think that because Nicholas exists, there are opportunities for newer players in order to get into the game and be successful. So when I talk about heroes, I'll always talk about their elements, then I'll talk about their stat line, then I'll talk about their unique passives, and if they have a leadership skill, I'll discuss that as well. The first thing you need to know is that he is a fire wizard that uses a wand. All right, fire, mage, wand. This means that he is very easy to build because you get wands early on in the game. And the fact that he's fire is really good because when I go into a video about elemental cores, you'll realize that Nicholas himself is a great boon to the fire faction, as not only he fills in a spot as a wizard, he also carries a leadership skill. He's also very functional and usable, and he has support options. So his element, his class, and his weapon type are very, very good. So, but when you look at stats, there are some things that are lacking. The first thing you need to know is that his HP is extremely low at rank C. It's not the best, and that's one of the greatest weaknesses of this character because when you look at his physical defense, it's C as well, so he is very frail. One of the things I struggle with this character is the fact that he cannot sustain damage, and my rune set has to change in order to compensate for that because he just needs massive investments in HP. So much so that the four rune combination just doesn't work, and if you're going to build this character, know that when you get into his rune set, you're going to have to sacrifice the special effects of the 4 rune slot in order to get the HP you need in order to sustain yourself. Magic attack is okay. When you look at SSR mages, they always have rank S magic attack, and this is a bit unfortunate for him as he would like to do more damage, but it's okay because there are ways to buff up his attack. Wizards have numerous ways, even in their academy buffs, they have various ways to increase their magic attack, so it's not a big deal. His magic defense is, of course, exceptional. If it were me, these would be switched. I would prefer it that way. In fact, I prefer concentration to go into HP, and I think he would be so much better that way. But his concentration is something to note as he does have B, and B is not bad for a wizard because when a wizard crits, he usually kills or gets close to killing a target. So all these things are exceptional except his defensive stats. So let's go into Proweden to look at his overall kit because this is easier to do. So we look at Nicholas. So his unique passive is one of the better aspects of this dude's kit. Not because it makes him an offensive DPS, it's because it gives him support options. And supports just age better with time on this game. So Light of Creation says when his HP is higher than 50%, you increase your magic defense by 15% because usually you can get him to rank 9. Then his HP is lower than 50%, increase his magic attack. So this is like, I guess he's an SR unit, so I guess they had to limit him because if these things were shifted, he would be a much better character. If you got magic defense when his HP is higher than 50%, that'd be really good because you're not trying to engage a, you're not trying to engage an opponent with low HP with a wizard. It's never the right move. So this is kind of like backward. At the end of the turn, grants the inspired buff to 4 allies within 2 tiles of Nicholas. This buff lasts for 1 turn, and this is increases your physical and magic attack by 20%. This is why he's such a boon to the Fire faction, as he actually provides a inspired buff for free. I think like if you're gonna make SR characters, you should give them support skills if you're not going to make them as strong as SSR units. And I think they got that right with this character, so that's one of the better aspects of his kit. Supports age better. Fiery Stars is another aspect of why he's so strong for the Fire faction, is because he only needs 2 fire allies in order to activate his leadership passive. And when you're around the hero, you get 10% increased damage. So honestly, if you're using Sigheart, you're not going to really use his leadership passive over Sigheart's, because Sigheart's is so much better. But if you do not have Sigheart, if you run a team like him, Melissa, and what's another fire unit? Cost-effective fire unit. There's not that many cost-effective fire units. Or you have Balek, him, and let's just say, uh, I guess you get, um, who do you get for free? What's her name? I keep forgetting her name. Let's go to her real quick. I forget her name. Where she's at. Let's just skip over to Red. Clarice. So if you have a team like him, Clarice, and Ballet, I guess that works. Then you can use his leadership skill, but you're really looking to build a fire core based on Sigheart. And I think that's where he gets the most value at. But if you need to, Nicholas provides that leadership skill. So I think that's really cool that he has one, because not everybody is going to be able to get Sigheart, but you should get Sigheart if you're serious about building a fire faction core. But Genius Teacher is the start of what makes him so different from other wizards, is because he actually has like limited healing options. Nothing that you should like. You should never make him your healer, because the the thing that gets me about this character is he has a lot of potential. If they would make slight tweaks in this dude's kit, he would be like one of the best characters in the game. Like Genius Teacher, I think would be better if it was just like the same passive that Velek Velek gets, where she just heals after a turn. But he does give lively buff, which actually increased damage dealt, which is really cool. So this is actually a good passive. But for this character, you actually want more damage options. So it kind of sucks. Flames of Destruction, excuse me. Flames of Destruction is really good because you inflict ignite on your opponents, which actually deals passive damage. So Flames of Destruction is really good. Burning Fireball is, I think, one of the best skills for fire wizards. Very simple attack, but with wizards, you either want 2 AoEs or 2 single targets. That's how you build them. I hate to say that. I know that these characters come with different skills, but like warriors, tanks, and healers are so versatile that you only really want your wizard to just deal magic damage, and that's about it, because there's only 2 magic damage dealing classes. So this is what you want. And Burning Fireball fulfills that one hole, and I think that's really good. Uh, Rapid Healing is another skill I think, if tweaked, would be really, really good. So at the end of turn, heal all allies by 2 tiles by. Uh, if it was like 1% or 1.5%, that would be good, but it's just not enough to justify using it. Spreading Fire is a really good passive for him to have. At the end of the turn, attack one enemy within 3 tiles, dealing 3 point magic damage. Really good for finishing off units. Burning Will is trash because when your HP is lower than 70%, increased magic tech and magic deep, it's trash. Um, Keeping boundaries. When HP is full, increases physical defense and magic defense by 10%. Trash. So yeah, the only weakness in this guy's one of the biggest weaknesses in this guy's kit is that he has a bunch of useless skills. Like um, keeping boundaries sucks. Burning will sucks. Spreading fire is mediocre. Rapid healing is mediocre. And he only has like three AOEs, like two AOEs and one single target. So we'll go back into his kit, and you can see the skills I use. I use the one AOE. I use this one AOE. I use this single target, and I use this. And I think weak point is good too, as you can inflict exhausted. So overall, I think these are. He only has like five good skills in his kit, which kind of sucks. But for what you ask him to do, he's really good at it. So let's go into equipment. Like Magic Staff of Truth, I think is the best weapon for him, as it increases your magic attack by 10% and your HP by 5%. These two stats are critical for Nicholas, as he needs to live and he needs to do damage. Now, there are better helms, obviously. So I think the best helm for him is the Crown of Gods, as it reduces damage taken, which he needs. Now, Moonlight Robe is a really good robe for him. There are some other robes that you can use. I don't think this is good because it doesn't raise HP, so it doesn't raise HP here. So I think that's better. I don't think this is good either. This is good because you reduce the chance of a critical hit, which will kill him. This is really good because you get HP. Um, if honestly, the buff doesn't matter. The HP is so much more important. So people will say, in case of a melee attack, one both is removed. Yeah, that's great. But if he doesn't have HP, it doesn't matter. Like this is good because it gives you HP. This is good because it gives you HP and it reduces damage taken. So there are good roles for him to wear. But keep in mind, he only wants HP. He only wants those stats: HP, attack, and defense, because he is so squishy of a character. And open-ended person is a really good one for him, as you don't want his stats to be reduced, and you don't want him to not be able to access his skills. So for three of the pieces of equipment I have on him is extremely optimum. So you can tell that I put a lot of time into my Nicholas, and his rank is 13. So if you look at Sod Rock or whatever, um, I think this is his best staff. I do not think this is his best piece of equipment though. This increases your damage when I gotta look up that translation. I think it increases your damage when you're above certain percent of HP. This is okay because it increases your HP, but that's a very common helm for wizards. But when you look at his HP plus 2405, and when you look at my HP, let me see. Yeah, yeah. Let me check his HP again. He's got 3451. I got 3413, 2311. All right, so I'm not that far from him and HP, but when you look at magic attack, he's smoking me in magic attack, I think. Yeah, I got 1830. Yeah, he's smoking me in magic attack. He's smoking me there. Yeah, yeah, but I got some work to do because I know I'm gonna get him up to 5 or 6. Yeah, I feel that I could get him up to 5 or 6. Yeah, I don't think Magic stats for taboo because it doesn't put up the stats. But this dude's got super great runes though. Holy crap, his HP is so high. But anyway, you can tell I put a lot of time into this guy, but he is worth it. He is so worth it. But when you look at runes, my runes are weak because I have other characters. Like he's got a 2 here and he's got a 2 there. That's never good. In fact, these will change. These two are definitely going, and I'm going to replace them with HP based runes. This rune is good because it increases your magic attack by 5%, which is always appreciated. Increases damage done by 10% when using skills. Increases damage done. This is good. This is really good. But in playtesting, I find that his survivability is really low. So for me, it's going to be 2 HP runes and two more HP runes. I'll probably pull them out of the probably this actually gives you HP plus 5%. That'd be interesting if I did that, but that'd be a waste. He needs magic attack. And this too. So it'd probably be like the frost and healing room, because I just think it's better for him to have HP as opposed to just being able to nuke stuff. Because when I fight like high level enemies, which I take him into, he can't even attack the enemy without dying. So I struggle with HP a lot. But this is my overall verdict on this character. Is he a must build? If you don't want to invest heavily into a wizard, which you shouldn't at this point in the game, you really need to build your warriors and your tanks and your healers because they carry you through so much content. I think that Nicholas and 2 other wizards out of the SR pool are very necessary to build because it eases the burden on your account as you do not have to invest so hard. I know that he only has like one single target, 2 AoEs, 2 solid passives, and the rest garbage, but he still gets the job done. And you need to see it that way. But anyways, if you like my content, hit the like, share, subscribe button. I'll get back to you. Have a great day and goodbye.